What's up with it? Thank you for tuning in to BYOB. Bring your own Bible. What we believe the Bible is basic instruction before leaving earth. And we're excited about sharing that with you as we unpack the principles, the purpose, the plan, and purpose, the reason why God designed and put us here on earth to do it. And so we try to unpack that in a biblical way to kind of tackle some of the questions, concerns in our culture.
Very good.
Yeah.
We kind of semi-match, and we didn't even try to do that this morning.
Yeah. It's just
like
20 years.
I was like, oh, it's so cute.
That's what it is. 20 years.
20 years. Y'all know this is our anniversary month. So hindsight is 2020. What are some things that we have learned over these past 20 years of marriage? What are some principles and practical applications that we have been able to apply? Before we dive into that, we want to talk about some of the things that have been going on in our culture, I guess. Like back home, we've had some domestic violence situations as well as here. Well, I guess, in society. But it hits different when it's close to home, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we've had multiple domestic violence situations back home. And then here just recently, last week, we had, I was going to say significant. We had a domestic violence situation that was pretty close. So we kind of want to talk about some ways that you can identify the domestic violence, because sometimes I believe that when you're in something, it's hard to see what's happening because you're so vested in it. So we want to kind of talk about that a little bit and how we can take biblical principles and practical applications to help avoid some of these dangerous situations.
Yeah. So we can get into that to really understand it. Of course, it get crazy when you start talking about domestic violence, and we just want to put this plug in to kind of help walk some people through it. I mean, domestic violence can look so many different facets of it. They kind of break it down into 4 cycles, and I'm gonna tell you what the cycles. They say the 4 stages of domestic violence dealing with abuse. You got the tension stage. So the tension stage is where stuff just started getting tight around the house. Questions like why the dishes ain't done, or I told you to do this, or I don't like this, or withholding money, because there's so many different facets of it. But you could tell because now the air stick around the house. It seems like anything just kind of real tight. It's not hands-on at the moment. Then you go from tension building to where it get into explosive phase. This is when they get verbally explosive, calling each other out of name. You're throwing stuff. You're breaking stuff. You're acting out of character. You know, you come into my job. This thing is exploding. And when it explodes like that, it's crazy. I done put my hands on you, I push you, I shove you, I slap you, I threw something at you, and then I go from that. It's a roller coaster ride to reconciliation. Another term we say in law enforcement, we call it, it's the honeymoon phase. It's where the person like, hey, babe, I'm sorry, I never do that again. And then let's say this, it's 11% men too, because don't get it twisted, it ain't just women. 27% to say women, but 11% men too, because men go through abuse too. They just don't report it as much as women. So it'd be like still somebody manipulating, I was trying to take advantage of the situation. Now it's all sweet, bringing you stuff, coming to work, having dinner with you, lunch with you, whatever. And then it go from that to it called the calming phase. This is stage 4. After we get through reconciliation, I apologize. I've been good for the last 30 days. Now I get back to normal. You know, we joking, funny. That's how we got together. It's cool. And then all of a sudden that roller coaster started building up again. Like, I thought I told you. Yeah, now tension, voice tone, stuff like that change. Those are the 4 cycles. And those are some of the stuff you got to look out for. And we say everybody should be alert. Because when stuff happens, everybody start posting and sharing. And then you start hearing comments. Because me, I'm going straight to the comments. But when you go to the comments, you start saying, well, yeah, I knew this person said this. And she told me this, but I ain't know it like this. Well, some of the stuff that they say in the comments was the signs. Now, we ain't going to talk about nobody personal situation that we done seen, but I will kind of use some of the examples of some of this thing and just total all of it together. But if you got people around you, family members say, well, he was always aggressive, or she always seemed like, what were you waiting on to say something? Don't get on my Facebook post after a person then been deceased. Now you got all kinds of advice and stuff that you could have shared when that person was alive.
See something, say something.
Yeah, so if you could kind of look at those 4 stages, you go from tension to explosion, from explosion to honeymoon phase, from honeymoon phase to everything being normal. If you can watch those cycles and kind of watch what go on, and you can even see it when some people social media post, like, okay, that's a situation and it's building. And so what I want to say from a law enforcement point of view, you got to take it serious, because people like, hey, it was just a push, or he didn't mean to shove me, or I just got too close to him and we got upset, so then that's the reason why he hit me, or that's the reason why she scratched me like this. So you'll have those situations, and I'll tell them, like, this is going to escalate into something else. My mama always told me, keep your hands to yourself. We don't even play hidden, because when you start like that, it start increasing, and then you never know where that person is. It could just catching the person off guard, and they just swing on you or hit you, and now you're in that situation. So it's better to be prepared, be alert for those cycles, and then discuss that beforehand. Hey, did your mama and them hit your dad? Did your dad hit your mama? Let's talk about that. Was it something that you seen when you grow up? Did you see something like this in the house? Oh, yeah, my dad hit my mama all the time. Oh, okay, let's talk. Or let's move, or let's transition, and you go from there.
Yeah, so if you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, please reach out. They have a national hotline.
Yeah.
The number to that national hotline is 1-800-799-7233.
Oh, wow, you know it by heart.
I don't know about heart. I knew you were going to say something. I knew you were going to say something. She said
it like she knew it by heart.
It's not by heart because of personal experience.
I only know 911. She didn't call out an 800 number.
I went online this morning
off the dome,
and I remembered 799-7233, right? So I dialed the number and I was like, okay, great. And if that's too much for you, like, hopefully you are connected to a man or woman of God that you can go and talk to, and then they can provide you with some guidance, but do something. Do not be another victim. We do not want to wear a t-shirt with your face on it. We do not want to share sad social media posts. Like, if there's something we can do to preserve life, then let that be done. All right. So moving on a little bit, what are some ways that we have avoided situations like that? What biblical principles have we gleaned from? What practical applications have we applied in our relationship, in our marriage, in our life? And what are some things we've identified, right? So for me, just looking at what has been happening in the news, which is reality. It's not necessarily my reality, but it hit close to home because it was something familiar. You know what I mean? Even though I didn't know the person per se, just knowing that all of this is happening in such a small town, then the one that was here just right down the street. So it was close in proximity. So it just kind of hit different and made me think. So I started wondering, like, what is it that is causing so much anger and hate and just violence? So I thought about the pressure, right? In today's society, relationship, especially if you done messed around and got married, right? It's constant pressure from social media, unhealed trauma, temptation, emotional neglect. One of the biggest is miscommunication.
You got to talk.
Growing distant emotionally or feeling betrayed by your person. All of these can be triggers. These can be things that ultimately lead to a potentially violent situation. So one of the stories in the Bible that you brought up last week, we didn't really dive too much into it, was the story of Hosea and Gomer. Now, when we talk about betrayal and unhealed traumas and miscommunication and things, these are things that could potentially lead to potentially violent situations, right? And Hosea and Gomer was a pretty good example. So I know we know that Hosea is a book in the Bible, but y'all, these lashes trying to come off, and y'all know I don't like stuff on me. But anyways, I think that, like, for me, I have heard the book of the Bible, but that's not a book of the Bible that I go to read, to enjoy, to learn, to nothing, right? But when you mentioned it last week, I was like, oh, let me dive into this. So I remember going to Mama. I said, did you know? I did not know that. And she was like, oh yeah. So we, okay, maybe she didn't say it like that, but
to the tea, huh?
But it was so much tea in that I went to tell her, and we were talking about it just a little bit, and I was like,
life soap opera.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So Hosea is a prophet, right? Yeah. He's a prophet. It is Real Housewives of the Bible.
Hosea, a Middle Eastern town here it is, but he's a minor prophet with a major mission.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, he minor because of how much he's right.
God tell him to go marry a prostitute.
Oh man, did I hear you correctly, Lord?
Like for you to be in a position where God speaks to you clearly and you know that it's him, and he says, marry this person, and you know she out there bad.
Yeah.
It was quite interesting. So that alone made me kind of be like, hold up, what? Yeah. Let's keep going. So last night I was like, chapter 1, 2, 3, just boom, 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 because I was like
trying to get it in.
Lord, help me understand, because I'm not understanding why you told this man of God to hook up with a prostitute.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, ultimately the lesson was about how God's people are. We backslide and we turn away from him and we neglect him and we forsake him and all of that, but he still loves us. He's still there. He's still extending his hand of grace and mercy and all of that. So in a physical and a practical way, Hosea had to show that physically. And the story had to be written for us to kind of understand, hey, we do this to God all the time.
Yeah, on a daily.
So if God uses this person, Hosea, to show him and Gomer, to show us, hey, this is what y'all are doing. You may not literally be out there sleeping with every Tom, Dick, and Harry or Susie, Joe, and Jane.
Wow.
But
no pun intended.
Well, okay, because these are people's names. Sorry. But the point is, you may not literally be out there prostituting, selling your body, and sleeping with people other than your spouse, but betrayal in other ways, emotionally, not dealing with your hurts and your traumas and miscommunication and all of that, and then for a woman, I would say the woman may not go, I'm going to say in this time, because I was going to say the woman may not go out there and cheat on the man, but Gomer just shuts that all the way down.
Man, the whole story.
But I feel like in today's time in society, we tend to, and I'm not saying a woman won't cheat, because we know that those are lies, but emotionally, we leave emotionally first.
Yeah.
Because I feel like as a woman, we're looking for someone to connect with emotionally, to cater to those emotional and mental needs. And from that, physical needs are taken care of.
Oh, yeah. Maybe say majority on average, because it's always some wild cards.
Yeah, it's a wild card out there for sure.
Always, but even that story you said, it's so crazy when you start unpacking it. I don't even mess with it, but he is a minor prophet with a major message. So much so that each time he go and buy his wife back. He don't just go, hey, come home. He go
ultimate betrayal.
He go and purchase his wife back.
You have to go buy your wife back.
And then, let's be honest, she coming home with baggage each time. I don't know if it's my kid or their kid. Because each time she coming home with package, which speaks to us and our relationship with Christ. Every time we step out of this covenant relationship we have with him, he taking us back and we come back with baggage, stuff we did. And now we praying and asking God to help us with stuff that we bring it back to this relationship. The relationship was good. We chose to step out. Now we in debt, or now the credit didn't messed up because we didn't manage money or didn't do what, the biblical principle teach us to do with money, or relationships we done messed up, or making decisions out of the flesh. And now you got a baby mama, but you found the person that you want to be with, but then the baby mama tripping, but it's situation you brought back to this. And that's all he's showing us, that regardless, each time I'm gonna buy you back. And that's what salvation is. The redeem of the Lord literally means to buy back. It's a transaction that he had with you. But it just goes to show you how strong the covering is. So I always said it was an amazing story. But back to what you said, that was very important. I think something that we should overlook. You said communication, being truthful. Let's say this. Couple of cases we saw, because overall, I think it was 4 domestic homicides. 2 of them was a homicide-suicide, meaning the person killed the spouse and they killed themselves. And then the one we found out, we kind of unpacking here locally, because it just happened locally. Person living a double life. At least these just rumors now. Don't come for me, man. I'm telling you. Don't come for me. I don't know these people. They're not my family. We've been having some action in the comments, but one thing you do know, I don't have a problem with having a problem. I keep telling people. So if you get in these comments, just know I'm coming too. So just long as you know
it. Oh, bless his name.
Y'all pray for me, because he's still working on me. But I'm using this so it could be a teachable moment. If I'm wrong, we're wrong on that. I'm not speaking facts. I'm just saying from what I heard, 2 of the situations that we heard and kind of researched with the domestic violence, homicide, suicide, individual is not being truthful. You live in a double life, a down low brother, which that terminology in our culture just means
know what it is.
You sleeping with same sex. Yeah, you got help, because we're going everybody. We international. This show going all over the world. So we know that person is sleeping with the same sex and then sleeping with the partner. One situation, the female find out about it, threatened to expose the person. I'm angry. I don't want you to tell on me, because I got to face my family, and this is something that I'm hiding. I don't want to be truthful about it. So that person ended up taking the person's life. Then vice versa situation that we heard here locally, the person ended up giving that person HIV. And so now it's positive, or somebody told me that's AIDS, man. You got no different. HIV just mean you got things, but it mean it's bad. I said, I ain't know. I thought it Magic Johnson either way. I thought, but they were like, nah, it's different. You can have the virus, but the virus don't have to be positive. But anyway, the thing is, HIV positive, whatever that means, that person had it, that person find out about it, realize they feel like their life's over with, still got a child. I'm going to kill the individual that gave it to me, and I'm going to kill myself in the process. And it's never seen that like that before, because most of the time, females don't necessarily act out in violence that relates to taking a life. They might bust the windows out your car. They got songs like that.
Windows out your car.
Yeah, you got all that going on. Slash your tires, do some nasty Facebook posts, but you never really see a female come in with pistol play. And that's what we're seeing now. And you saying, what are you saying by that? I'm saying, back to what she said earlier, that statement, we giving you 20 principles, she on 5, dealing with Goma. And in this particular situation, that person not being truthful and honest. Ain't no telling how many movie dates, sitting at the restaurant, going out, because you had to persuade that person to get with you. So it's some communication, but you communicating because you chasing a goal, whether it's to sleep with them, whatever. Then you had to be building some kind of life, because there's a kid involved. So it ain't no one-time thing. We've been doing this for a while. So evidently, whatever I showed you was enough for me to get you in the bed, but I didn't show you the rest of me. So I'm hiding. I'm showing you a portion so I can get you
what I want you to see.
And then when that person finally see the full you hate the choice and you feel played, betrayed, lied to. Then I feel like I can't take this to nobody. It's just embarrassment, shame. Then I just rather opt out of life. And that's just a trick of the enemy. And that's why the scripture tell us, don't let the sun go down on your wrath. Then another scripture tell us, be ye angry and sin not. So this is a demon that I wrestle with. So what he's telling you, you don't let the sun go down on your wrath, because wrath is extreme anger. It's where you done got past, I'm just mad at you. I'm at the point now that I'm not even seeing straight. One of the things they call it, when a lover kills somebody, they call it a crime of passion. You get less time, too, for a crime of passion, because it's in the heat of the moment. It says, scientists says that your blood boils to a certain temperature so much till you overheat to where you're not thinking with clarity. This is used in court. It's evidence that if you kill a person in the moment that you find out they in the bed and you just run in there and grab your boom, 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 and you take them out, or you grab a knife and you start stabbing, that person is put into a box, what they call crime of passion. Now, if that person leave the house, come out, go get in their car, go get something, come back from the car, that's not a crime of passion.
Think about it.
You had time to think because you left the house to go to the car, to get to the trunk, to do something. So those are two different charges. You going down for murder one, capital murder, whatever that charge end up being based on what you did calling on the violence. So those are two different things. Crime of passion saying a person that got so emotionally tired. When I saw them in the bed together, I just switch went off. I wasn't even myself, and when I came to, blood was on my hand. And that's a crime of passion because it's saying that you got so upset. That's that wrath. Don't let the sun go down in wrath because it ain't even you no more. That's a spirit. And that's what we breaking down stuff that's going on in public, telling you biblical principles on this. That's why he's telling you, don't let the sun go down in your wrath because you don't want this particular spirit. You don't open up the door. And I told you, rejection is a key for me. That's a trigger. So you watching these trigger, anger is building up, but all of these are levels building up for this explosive moment that you about to have. Because remember, it's tension. The tension is the anger. I'm already upset. You already posting. You saying slick stuff on there. Indoor windows. You put my business. Okay. All right now. Hey, and it's going back and forth. That thing get to the point where I don't even see no point in no return. I don't even want to live no more, and I don't want you to live. And that's why they didn't cross the line. So that's communication.
Crazy. That is absolutely bananas.
That's what it is.
So
it's a spirit though.
It is.
You didn't got yourself to the point where it ain't, and a person will say that. It's
controlling you.
Yeah, a person will say that. It wasn't even me. You'll hear them later on like, man, I don't even know what happened. I love that person. I would have never, you know what I'm saying, when you talk to them, but you didn't came down. And that's what somebody say with alcohol and drugs. You'll hear somebody say, I was out my mind, I was out my body. They not lying when they say that. These things, one thing alcohol is called spirits. You open up the door for this particular spirit to take place. And that's why you gotta be careful because you're entertaining those spirits through your emotions.
Yeah.
It's a gateway to make something happen.
That's good. Something that I have learned to do in our relationship, you hear oftentimes, oh, you can forgive, but you'll never forget. And that's true. But when you're in a committed relationship, you're in a marriage, and like you trying to make it work, forgiveness obviously isn't forgetting, but you have to remember that forgiveness is redeeming.
Yeah.
Just like in the situation with Gomer and Hosea, or Hosea and Gomer, it's redeeming.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna forget
back to back
what you did. I can't forget. My human side of me won't let me.
I got little trophies that say you did it. That one don't look like me. Every time
oh my goodness.
For real. Yeah, that's a situation, boy.
I believe though that in relationships, if we could get to that point where we're like, okay, it's not about me trying to forget. Because I think that a lot of times we focus, and I praise God, we have never really had huge fallouts like that. But even in the little stuff, I've never been one to want to argue and all that back and forth and stuff, right? But even in the little stuff, you know, you focus so hard on trying to forget. Because if I forget it, then I can move past it and we can go on to the next thing or whatnot. But there's going to be something that triggers that thought or that memory.
Yeah.
And you're going to think about it, and then you're going to start building on top of it. Yeah. So in forgiving, we have to like something we do. Let's talk about it. Yeah. And you will push me like that makes me.
No, mad. I don't push him. I don't push him. I don't. Hey, no. No, Diddy.
You are
no,
so
Diddy.
Crazy.
I can't tell you. You quote 800 numbers. I never pushed her. I never.
Never been physical with me. Thank you.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is, you push me to talk even when I don't want to because you have this whole thing.
I encourage
me.
Yeah,
oh
I
don't
push it. Don't push it.
Oh my God,
come on,
you
Cassidy.
are crazy.
Come on, Cassidy. Come on, Cassidy.
You are crazy.
Man.
So you strongly encourage me
to
talk about it.
Yes.
But my personality type, I have to take a moment and I have to think, right? Because in my thinking, I do my self-analysis as well. But when you're like, oh, let's talk about it. Well, what's bothering you? I see it's bothering you. And I'm like, oh my gosh, just let me think. Because I'm not just thinking about the situation. I'm also trying to take time to think about what I did or didn't do in the situation. But ultimately, what I'm getting at is the fact that regardless of if we talk right then or a couple of hours from then, we are talking about whatever the offense was, whatever the misunderstanding was, the misinterpretation. We are talking about it so that in the next situation, because there are going to be more situations, right? You're talking about spending your life together. So there are going to be more situations. So when a situation like that arises again, oh, I know that this may be a trigger for you, so I'm not going to say it that way. I'm going to use soft words. Right? Watch my tone. Because a wise woman builds her house up. So I know that as a woman, I have never been a cursor. So I can't cuss you out and you not laugh, right? But there are certain things that I can say, and it's the way that I say it that'll play with your mind, and it'll start cutting you down at your knees, right? Where you don't feel like a man that's being honored. You don't feel like you're doing enough. Like I said something about moving into the projects one time, and I never knew how that affected you. You know, I only knew what I felt in that moment. And I didn't say it to hurt you.
And you ain't from the project though. So for you to say that, it made me go to where the project is at, because I'm from the project. So you making a statement out of just whatever you feeling is putting me in the mindset of, oh man, what you talking about? This ain't the project. Like, I know the project. Like, this is not the project. It might got you uncomfortable. So, you know, that was different. But I'm gonna say something too, since you paused for a moment. I want to say this. Y'all can post this, twist this, X this, or whatever you choose to do with it. But it kind of hit me with it that forgiveness will lose its power if you forget. Because what would be the point of forgiveness if you just forgot? There's no need to forgive if you didn't remember. The fact that you remember and keep the peace, that's the power of forgiveness.
See, I'm so glad you said that, because I wanted to say.
Yeah, because people want to erase it. If you erase it, then ain't no point in me. If I could just get it out the way, erase it, then no, I don't need forgiveness. No, I need forgiveness.
I mean, we're actually twinsies right now. Come on now. We tried to kind of, we didn't try, this is an accident. But you said that, and I was about to say, God uses the broken stories or the brokenness in these situations to ultimately bring him the glory. Like if you go back and look at all of these Bible people that we have been talking about throughout, since the inception of BYOB, look at the people that we're talking about today. A lot of them have some brokenness there, some trauma there, like a true broken story, and God uses those broken stories.
He only said one person was just an upright man, and that was Job, just an upright man. The only thing he really had a problem with is the biggest thing that he feared. He let fear creep up on him. So number 6 too, because what she was on, number 5, when she talking about being able to forgive and let things go. Number 6, because we're trying to give you the 20 principles. Walking in agreement. So that's kind of cover what you just now said about the whole thing, walking in agreement. Some with us, and I'm gonna say this, just agreement. I think we agreed early on. I don't think in 20 years we never talked about divorce. You know what I'm saying? You finna leave me in Atlanta though. But just drive off, you finna leave me. But we never said nothing about divorce. And I'm gonna say this before I let you get something, you just gonna drive off and just
I'm just angry.
Leave me stranded in Atlanta, Georgia, at a church conference in front of everybody. Watch this. But I do realize when we did come up with pretty early is the no exit. So if you plan no exit, meaning I don't have no way out of this marriage. We done got in a covenant relationship. I'm not leaving the marriage. Once you can get that off the table that you ain't leaving, it'll make you work out whatever else left, because I ain't leaving. Now, if you got an ace in the hole or you've been putting money to the side, remember we talked about this too, because we talking about agreement. Remember when we first got together, older women were telling you, put money on the side in case he act up or try this happened, you can go, girl. Well, I always was told if you make a plan, then when hard times come or pressure comes, guess what you're going to do? You're going to be just like the fire drill they teach you in that school. You're going to stop, drop, and roll. You're going to do exactly what's going on in there. And the people telling you that's not the way to go, but because you didn't rehearse that, that's what you're doing. Versus a couple that says, listen, we ain't leaving. So I gotta talk to you. Like I gotta get this out, or we gotta discuss. We gotta figure out how to get it done. That's cause we in agreement. Cause how can two walk together, Amos 3:3, unless they agree? That's in everything, relationship, friendship, business. But we talking about relationship now. How y'all together and you not on the same page? I'm saving and you spending.
Yeah.
I want to build. You trying to tear stuff down. We trying to get. I say let's get a house. You don't want a house. I want kids, a big family. You don't want family. I mean, I talking to one person like, yeah, I want kids, but how that work? How we got past Taco Bell or wherever you went take out to eat? How we got there and married and you don't want kids and I do? Like, what were y'all talking about in between popcorn
when we
and
start
stuff?
dating, and I'm not saying just us, but when people start dating, they be so caught up in the infatuation part. The my eyes are drawn to you. I like what I see. I see what I like.
Yeah, but once you pass that, let's get to agreement.
Some people
attraction
never mature enough to the point where they get past just that. Because after the looks, there has to be some integrity. There has to be some character. There has to be some resilience, because hard times are going to come. Situations are going to arise. And how you address those situations is going to be imperative. Because if you have kids, that's a generation watching you, learning from you, gleaming from you, replicating your behaviors and actions. You know what I'm saying? So you have to, what I was talking about?
I ain't see that serious. Where am I? What? Who these people here? Oh God! I have the mind of Christ.
I have the mind of Christ.
Golly.
What I was trying to say is, like, when ultimately you can't mismanage the relationship.
Yeah, that's good. And then knowing, okay, walking in agreement. I mean, no, you just.
I was trying to think about, like, I'm talking and trying to think of my word. I'm talking and trying to think of my word at the same time.
I ain't saying be done. The thing would be like, I remember before we started talking, and I'm guessing the person must assume this individual, like, say, if we got together, I started going to church. I was like, now I'm young, but it's dumb though. But I get it now. That person, you thinking that's my love language, or that's how, because I'm the church boy at that time. So that's what you think in a relation. And I'm like, that's crazy. Just thinking if I'm naive and hook up with a person on attraction and they coming into the church world for me, you ain't gonna make it. This gonna kill our relationship. So you playing the role of what you think a first lady or soon to be pastor wife for the be. It will go drive you crazy, because it's not really who you really are. You only doing it because of me. And that's what happened in relationship. Because the two that become one, that's something we grow into together. That's a choice we made. But if I downplay myself and try to act like I'm some around you that I'm not. Like, you know me, on hood, where I come from, I mess up nouns, vowels. I never try to make that up. When I wrote you a poem, I had misspelled words in there. You had a choice then to say, hey, you saw them vowels and stuff, then stuff wasn't spelled right. So you had a choice then to be like, hey, I can help him with this and that. But I was so honest with mine, I ain't even spell check, because I ain't no spell check. This is from my heart. My heart is misspelled. No text message, nothing. We ain't had a phone. They ain't had none of that. But I'm saying at that moment, that's a true moment that you ain't got to try to lie and try to be something. And I think now with the pressure of social media, so definitely preference for everybody trying to date, all this lying and deceitfulness and people catfishing in their daily life being something they not, it make a person might approach you differently or lie about who they are or what they got to try to woo you or try to get in a relationship versus just having an honest thing, because the world has polluted the picture of what. And what I say all the time, people want the Walt Disney experience. You want the Walt Disney experience, but at the same time, it's none that you bring. You talking about Cinderella, but you're not Cinderella, so you don't get Prince Charming. That's not you. You Cinderella, them sister, the cousin, them other girls. That's you. You know? Yeah, you the stepsister. That's your role. your appearance, because
So you
everybody
have to be truthful to self,
be
where
true.
you
Come
are,
on
who
now.
you
Come on
are,
now.
right?
And so then you can get an honest expression. I think that's, and I think we was just talking about this because we're talking about walking in agreement. I'm moving this. Being number 7 is being willing to grow together. We was just talking about this the other day in the car, which is crazy. I'm almost scared to say this like this. When we was younger, everybody we double dated is not together. So let's just say that. Because I don't want nobody to be like, we can't go out there with them. Because if you go out with them, they ain't going. But everybody we started with, and what's crazy,
No, from teenage,
we
like
we
as
only
teenagers
we
and
got
stuff.
together off a double date that we was invited to. It
Yeah.
wasn't even our date.
But we had no expectations.
And
like,
I
I
think that's
just wanted to get out the house. I didn't know you. I
Man,
hadn't
come on,
seen
man.
you. I
Come
wanted
on.
to get out of the house.
Yeah.
So when your mom
yeah.
asked me to go with you, I was like, oh, bet, yeah.
Over it.
Yeah,
But
I'm
at
gone.
this point too, I ain't seen you either. And so then your mama agreed
There were
to
no
us.
expectations.
Both of them put us there. But the thing is, I think too, showing up like that, seeing how those two individuals act with each other, me personally, I can't say what you, me
I wasn't
personally.
paying them no attention.
I'm like, if that's her cousin,
God,
like I gotta make.
God, just put it
Oh my
on
bad.
her.
Well, that's your whatever.
We knew them.
If they the same, we knew them. No, that's your blood. That's your blood. So if that's the same, I gotta make sure is this girl the same girl?
I like that.
Yeah, and then me, I know me what I can't be with none that's gonna be. So then boom, all this going. That's some real Hosea moment.
Wow.
So anyway, so that moment you have to learn and grow. Like, okay, now we growing together. We end up going out a few times by ourselves, and this all the time we're moving and growing in high school. And I would tell somebody, when somebody look at us now, touching 40, you got to go all the way back to 15. And so when somebody was saying
we were old at 15,
we really was too old, to be honest with you, too old. And what's crazy is that you got to realize that's how much time we had to build.
We got to learn.
We're 20 years of marriage, but 27 years of being together. We had 7 years before saying I do. 7 is number completion. Let me get spiritual on you real quick. But that's let me get the right up. But 7 years solid before you even get to marriage. So some of the headaches you got when somebody else will probably walk out. Man, I got 7 years with your attitude, with your personality,
hormonal
imbalance. You got 7 years with my craziness and my perception and how I see stuff and how I come off. But you had time to develop. Why? Because of number 7, we was willing to grow together. Yeah.
That's good.
Good point. Willing to grow together. Yep.
So something that we do, and I did this. I would say this. We say that when we were 15, we were old, right? But mind you, I'm around older. Well, we both were around older people. Older people, right? So I sit back and I watch. You can say whatever you want to say to me. I'm watching actions.
That's the best lesson right there. Watch.
I'm watching actions. I'm watching the way you walking and talking, dressing. I'm looking at everything, right? So as I'm watching and I'm listening, like even in church, I'm hearing a wise woman builds her house, but a fool will tear it down, right? I'm hearing that. I'm seeing that. Not 100% sure of what it means, but as I'm getting older, I'm saying, okay, well, a foolish woman will stand there and argue in public with her husband, and then, knowing both of them didn't have the money to pay for the meal, but y'all went out instead of sliding your man a couple dollars on the table so he can pay for it. He'll boost his ego, make him want to do more things. But like, that's being wise. But a foolish woman will stand there and argue and make a scene and like, well, they stuff like that. I was watching.
Now they got a list for first dates now. They ain't had no list when we were going out. They had a list where you
went to Taco Bell, and I totally loved it.
But that's some teenage love. But I'm just saying now they got lists and recommendations before you even go out, which I don't. That's crazy too. So then we don't get a chance to grow together because you want to go to an anniversary dinner on the first date. Like that don't make sense. Like we gotta go, and then you go into like, well, then we split the ticket. That's 50-50. But go ahead.
This is a nugget. Me, if I treat you, then I treat you, right? Yeah. But it's our money, so you treat yourself. But it's the gesture at this point.
That's different in every relation too.
It's the gesture at this
situation.
Point. Every situation. love the fact or idea of, like, to me, it's a part of the role. Like when you take care of it or you handle it. So even when we were dead broke or you didn't have money, if I did, nobody's gonna see me pay
in
for
between blessings.
it. In between blessings. Okay. Nobody's gonna see me pay for it. Like I'm sliding it under the table or I'm giving it to you before we get in because I already know the situation.
Yeah.
So, but what I wanted to get at is I think a lot of the times we want this fairy tale thing that we see on TV and what we hear other people lie about, because people be lying.
Yeah.
I just lies you don't even answer. They just start telling you lies.
For real.
And you be like, I ain't asked for that lie.
Oh,
But
country
anywho,
roads
that's
and
me chasing
everything.
a squirrel.
Country roads and
Shut up, dude.
please
But,
don't. No.
but
Hey.
what we have to do is you gotta get past the okay, I like what I see part.
Yeah.
Okay, you like what you see, but do you like what's in that person? So once you identify, okay, I'm attracted to this person, I can see myself with this person. Then you got to get into those in-depth conversations.
Yeah.
And it don't take long. The night we went out, and mind you, we had never seen each other. We hadn't even talked to each other at this point.
Yeah.
We go out with no intentions, no expectations. I just wanted to get out of the house. You were just babysitting or whatever.
Chaperoning.
Chaperoning. I
could
could not think of the word.
Yeah.
You were more mature.
Yeah.
But because there were no expectations, we really had an opportunity to have genuine, authentic conversation and dialogue where we
With no
learned
agenda.
about each other.
Yeah.
It wasn't about, if you would have said anything sexual to me, that would have been over. Because
Well,
I heard all of these things
Didn't
for
I
so
say-
long. I didn't want to hear that. I didn't want to talk about that. So if that was the way you were coming, miss me with that, right? You did the total opposite. So that night, I said, oh, girl, I'm going to marry him.
In there. Oh,
Spoke that thing into existence.
pimp down, 1032.
Boy, stop it.
Game over.
Stop it.
Game over. So put it in perspective. So you gotta be willing to grow, mature together, and that's what you're not seeing in couples because everybody's separate. And something you brought up too. We always all hands on deck. So other couples are different, and it's not us projecting our thing on. But when we say grow together, we talking about all the way around our finances, what we do for us,
We're
what we're
better
trying to do in
together.
furniture, how we're raising the kids, what we're potential on buying. We believe in group economics as relates to us coming together. So much so, even with our weapon, we got the same.
I shoot what he
I got
shoot.
the same Glock 40, so it's shooting a 40.
You shoot an AR,
Mini
I shoot
Glock.
an AR.
I got the same round, so if she need my mag, she use. And I'm using the weapon as an example. That's real life for us. We got that, but I always told her, whatever she comfortable with, I want to be able to use the same thing. So if something happens, we can interchange it. So if we under attack, it ain't, well, that's the mag going to my weapon and we can't use that because she left hand and right hand.
He on
No.
some Walking Dead stuff,
Make it
seriously.
all of us the same. And I'm using this Glock as an example for some of you. Y'all got this my account and no, this kid, y'all married them,
So
blending
many
kids.
vices that have you separated.
Yeah, that's my firstborn, but it's not with her. And then the kid hearing you say that's your stepchild. Like you got all this division in the house. Well, I do the lights and she do the water, and then she ain't pay the water, so I ain't paying the light. You got all this craziness, and then the Bible said a house divided against itself. Now you filled up gas last. I told y'all in my pay period, well, I ain't doing the gas. Well, the insurance gonna drop. You doing all this, and you think you gonna be able to bill? How we gonna bill if we ain't on the same page? And I'm not saying for everybody, y'all have the same account. Some people, you might need a separate account. You might budget better. But I ain't gonna budget better. We ain't gonna have no conversation, baby.
We're gonna sit down and have a business.
You got a problem. I
much.
love you, but it's something wrong with you.
But
you know what I'm saying?
Not as aggressive.
Not as aggressive, but I'm just saying.
Somebody will say, "Hey, you got a problem." That's RG3 said you got a problem.
I ain't never touched it, y'all. I ain't never touched it. Hey, I might get loud, but I ain't put my head on nobody. So in there, the number 8 said, "Be quick to listen and slow to speak," because we wrapping up. We got about 10 minutes. So it say, "Be quick to listen and slow to speak." Y'all gonna say you can hit them with Mama Lewis on this, but it say that's why God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth, so you can listen twice
more or twice as much as you talk.
Come on now, you heard it.
Yeah. So something that I had to learn was basically how to manage your emotions, right? Because when we were talking, having conversation, trying to address something so that we could fix it and build and keep going on, I had to see how it affected you and in return how it's affecting us. But mind you, I'm a type of person where I'm doing a self-analysis. Like, God just made me that way.
Yeah.
I I'm grateful for it, right? It can get annoying sometimes, but even every day I leave work, I think about, what did I do? What did I say? Could I have done better? Sometimes I overthink it. It gets to be too much. It is what it is. I'm stuck with it now, right? But even when we had disagreements, that's the way that I'm thinking and I'm processing. And because I've always prayed for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, even to this day, it's still a part of my prayer. I believe that God allowed me to have that self-reflection as a part of me gaining wisdom, as a part of me gaining a little bit more knowledge and understanding of who I'm communicating with, so that we can communicate better. Because at the end of the day, I want to enjoy what I have, but I also want God to get the glory through this union. You know what I'm saying? I value our union enough to where, like, when we did not agree on something, I can come back and say, hey, babe, blah, 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 blah. And I know if I talk loud, it's out of the norm. So I have an attitude and I'm trying to overpower you or something. So I know that I'm not going to talk loud to you. And a part of that also is me trying to show you honor as well. Like, if I could just yell and scream and talk to you any kind of way, we would not work.
No.
Because I need a strong man in my life, that can handle me. If I could just talk you any kind of way, that wouldn't work for, don't do that. That wouldn't work for us, right?
Knowledge is power, man.
And I'm saying that to say, when we dive into relationships with people, a part of that dating process is getting to know that person. Not trying to get in the bed with the person. That'll come eventually. It'll make it better if you know them.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Because you didn't know each other's strengths and weaknesses.
Come on now.
You might be better manager, but you might be a better thinker, strategist.
Listen.
This person, it don't have anything to do with gender roles either. Because some people just, if he cook better, he just cook better.
It's definitely not about gender. It's about us trying to get this partnership so that we can have the life that we dreamed of as, like me. I wanted the life that I dreamed of as a little girl. You wanted the life that you dreamed of as a young boy. But if you could do it by yourself, you would already had it, right? If I could have done it by myself, we already had it. So we value the partnership. Yeah. We understand the significance of partnership and doing things together. So because we were both on the same page with that, it made it that much easier to combine things and just do things together so that we can grow together,
And see, that makes sense because number 9 is stay on assignment. So it just goes
we
back.
Understood the assignment.
It go right back to number 6. Go back to number 6. Because if how the two walk together, unless they agree, that's on the same assignment. So stay in agreement, stay on assignment. It's just saying the same thing. That even once you get on this path, like I know we heading in this direction, don't do anything to this because you're trying to make this move and you're trying to build, put things on pause. And that's what you have to do if you want to have longevity in your relationship. I got to stay on assignment. So that was good. And number 10, what we wrapping up with, it said, choose peace over being right. And that's kind of what you alluded to earlier when you say, I just learned a wise woman builds a house. And then a foolish woman.
And I didn't want to be a nagging woman. Like I would hear, I don't remember my grandmother or my mother just telling me about a nagging woman. I don't know if I just overheard them. And then I went and read it one day and I was like, So that stuck with me because I'm like, if the Bible talking about it, it must be an issue, right? Yeah. Then I thought about how much women talk. If they say a woman has 22,000 words a day and a man maybe have 5, I can see how every time I'm saying something, it's like, Yeah. So I didn't want to be that either. I wanted to be your pride and joy. Yeah. Because I knew that if you felt that way about me, you would honor me as such, and I would be treated as the queen I feel like I am, So I gained a lot of wisdom listening and watching, but also I feel like God downloaded stuff in me because of the prayers that I prayed, and I wanted this bad enough to where I could sacrifice the thing that I wanted to do in the moment, or the thing that I wanted to say in the moment, so that this could last. Make it last forever.
Come on now. Come on now. That's the game plan. That's the goal. And I think the biggest key that I take away there is it's a choose piece. It's a choice. I don't think nobody that's in a relationship, and even when we talked about the domestic violence that happened, nobody made them. That was a free. You chose to be with that person. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't know everybody details, but let's be honest. You only in a relationship because by choice. You chose to.
And some people will say they stuck, they were afraid, but at the end of the day,
it's a free will.
Still
and so
in
that, it's saying that you chose in this one, you chose peace over being right. We can interchange that in one. You chose peace over violence. You chose peace over argument.
And that's not shunning it
but
off,
look at this.
You know,
y'all was arguing when y'all was dating. Like, then you gonna double down and marry that? You know, y'all already. Well, she got pregnant now. You already don't add to a bad decision. It's already messed up. You got a baby coming. I'm gonna go and marry on top of this, so I'm gonna put another stamp on. And knowing me and her ain't on the same page. Now, sometimes you gotta bag up, take that lick, take that responsibility. Hey, I felt some type of way here. I didn't know this was gonna change, but I'm gonna choose peace because I don't think we could be. That's why the Bible said, man would rather be on the rooftop than in the house with a nagging woman. In other words, that you could be so much. I'd rather be uncomfortable up here than being in a comfortable space and being uncomfortable mentally and emotionally being in a place with you. And that's what you got to be careful about, because you have a choice to do this. Now, when we talk about marriage counsel, I talk to them like it ain't no way out of it. That's how I'm going to talk to you. We coaching you in marriage, that's how I'm talking. But before you get there, you got choices. When I talk to my son, he's 19, hey, this is the time to be selfish. You ain't got no kids, you ain't got no responsibility. You don't have to respond to people. She ain't your type. You don't like, she don't float your boat. Hey, I'm sorry. No, we can't. No, you ain't even got to be friends. I was telling her before he left, somebody, I don't want to hurt her feelings. You can hurt people's feelings now. That's not yours.
But you do have to be careful.
But no, I'm just saying, not being ugly, but you can. It's a hard no. It's a hard pass. You know what I'm saying? You can let stuff be known, but once you say I do, now you got a different situation, and that's just how I try to share and pro. That way you could be as, hey, I'm happy with what I chose. How you gonna be with somebody that ain't even the body type that you like? Well, I was just, you don't understand what I was going through. I done heard everything from somebody premature body to this, and that, like craziness. And in my mind, I'm standing there but here, like, you chose the person. That's weird. So if that be the case, let's choose peace over trying to just be right all the time. And then you can see that elevate, like, man, I just bite my tongue.
But you know what? Because I feel like I've always tried to choose peace just because I don't want to argue with anybody, right? But I learned through our interactions that choosing peace is not just saying, okay, whatever you say. Because I would tell you that, and I think it would annoy you. It's like, because I'm like, okay, babe, whatever you say. You right. You right. You got that, babe. Okay. But it's because I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, it just means shut up talking. Oh, yeah. Shut up. Okay. Yeah, come on. Shut up. Basically, all that person said,
I just don't talk about it anymore. Or at least in that moment. You know, I probably would have came back to it. But that causes a little tension because now you done got in your feelings. You got an attitude. Now I'm like, well, what he got an attitude for? Because I said, okay. So now we really have to go in and talk about it so that we can have peace in our home. So the point I'm trying to get at this time, because it's not a Dory moment, is that even in choosing peace, sometimes you have to break so that you can come back and talk. Because ultimately, it all goes back to communicating. Because a lot of the strife and tension and stuff that we experience and feel is because we failed to communicate. You have to be truthful with your person, your partner. Otherwise, and it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
It's how you say it.
It's totally how you say it. You know, so take the time to communicate with your partner. Ladies, don't be the nagging woman that the Bible talks about. Don't be the foolish woman that the Bible talks about. Be the wise woman who's going to build her house up. If you got a good man and you want a faithful, committed, fun, engaging relationship, then you're going to have to put in the work. And sometimes that means I'm going to have to sacrifice what I really want to say, the way I really want to say it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to put your feelings to the side and ask the Lord, help me to say this to where he understands and feels where I'm coming from, so that we can work this thing out.
That's it. Y'all heard it, people. This is 2020.
Hindsight
2020.
So I
So
think
we
we
give
had a
you
Dory moment
20
too.
years of 20 years experience, 20 years, because we got 20 years of experience in hindsight of 2020. So we give y'all 20 principles that we have learned over the past 20 years to help you in your relationship, dropping nuggets. Listen, if you like this, make sure you like it, share it, drop it in the comments if you want us to kind of dive into some more topics, but let somebody know that we're dropping these nuggets that can help any relationship on any level, that can help them build, grow, and mature in the things of God. If you would like to continue to support us, make sure you hit the Cash App ICAN365, which stands for Impact Community Action Network. Also, you check your screen now. You got the Cash App. You can hit the QR code.
You can also use Givelify.
Also, you can use Givelify. You can see that now. Scan it. We want to say thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. We couldn't do what we do without your help and support. Once again, grace and peace.
Until next time.
Until next time. Until then.